Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Brotherhood Nation Entertainment YouTube channel with me, your boy, the man, NJ2THECITY with the number 2 in TO on this dearly beloved, blessed, and gifted Tuesday, July 17th. By the way, I went to go see Ant-Man and the Wasp earlier. It was fantastic. So, yeah, go out there, go see that if you still can, and so forth, and so forth. So the real reason why I'm making this video right now is to let y'all know that as I was uploading, or should I say as I was watching the video that I titled "The Parents Have Their Responsibilities," and as I was uploading it, I realized that my comments on certain parents are it's definitely an unpopular opinion, but the research bags me up 100%, you know, and etc. And what I mean by all that is the fact being it's an unpopular opinion to say that this parent is doing this wrong, that parent is doing that wrong. It's very unpopular to say that because pretty much every parent, if not all parents, have their own ways of parenting. But I do think that we've definitely seen over in decades that some parents have it all wrong with parenting, and I definitely say that because, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen it every day. I've seen it, you know. I've seen it this summer. I've definitely been seeing it in many cases throughout my entire lifetime. I just most definitely have been more awakened to it within the last 2 or 3 years than I ever have. The evidence is there that not every parent knows what they're doing in terms of raising their children. Because if they did, we would not have all these crises and all these epidemics going all around the way we do, and etc. Because again, look at all the facts, research, evidence. Look at where it all leads you. You know, and I understand most definitely when it comes to the part about you have so many vices to help you. That's again another unpopular opinion, you know, and so forth. But I can assure you that this is why I've said before, dating back, because I'm not gonna. I can either here's the thing. I can either wait till I become an official parent myself to have said something like that versus saying it right now from all of what I've already seen and then some of the kids that I've mentored and etc. And I've chosen to just go ahead and say it now because again all the evidence backs me up on my unpopular opinion there because I am definitely gonna tell you it's an unpopular opinion to say that this parent doesn't know what they're doing, that parent doesn't know what they're doing, this parent's a failure, and etc. I know those are very much unpopular opinions, but the research bags it up. The research bags it up. If you talk to some of these kids, if not all of them, even what they tell you, what they describe, and etc., backs it up. So again, it's a very unpopular opinion. So that goes towards me saying I have another announcing of another new show on this YouTube channel entitled Unpopular Opinions. And the reason why is because once again, I got baptized this summer, um, June 22nd, 2018. I was already calling this stuff out beforehand, months and years ago. But I definitely believe with this certificate of baptism that I have, with my name on it, from the baptism that I had on June 22nd, 2018, I definitely look at it as it makes me even more qualified to call this stuff out exactly on what it is and where it is and how we can fix it, so forth and so forth. Because I'm telling you, when you're trying to help heal the culture, you have to have an open mindset. You can't negatively have this, you know, I want to say a negative prideful mindset. There's a positive pride if you were to ask me. Quote, if you were to ask me. There's a positive pride, there's a negative pride. And a lot of people have a negative, prideful mindset of when it comes to asking for help, period. Or whatever else the case is when it comes to, needing help. But most definitely, me doing because even towards getting out of high school, not to say I had a negative, prideful mentality, but I definitely had a somewhat biased mentality towards it in the last 2 3 years. I definitely had a negative biased mentality. It wasn't a prideful one, which is a negative biased one. In terms of being labeled, I had that. And that's why I said in the other previous video um, that I posted, it was the first or second one that I posted today. I told y'all, and I mean of the videos like this, I told y'all that was from June 8th, if I'm not mistaken. June 8th, and I was sitting on that recliner because that was filmed back in June, but I hadn't uploaded it yet. I told y'all The fact being, wow, I lost my viewpoint about what I was about to say there. Oh yeah, that not every opinion that I had 2 or 3 years ago I have today. I have learned, I have grown very much mentally. I would say physically as well, but definitely mentally and spiritually. I mean, I'm still 5'7", and my body structure still looks probably the same way it did when I walked in there as a freshman to a certain degree. To a certain degree, because I remember back in my freshman year when I had weightlifting, dude, I wouldn't say I was jacked, but I felt that strength in my muscles. I definitely felt it in my muscles when I was weightlifting every day, and etc. But most definitely, like I say, it goes to that thing of, not every opinion I had back then when I was even discussing about signing that IEP, because that's what I signed, was an IEP that would legally keep me, um, at Nice until I was 22, if I'm not mistaken, 21 or 22. I think it was 22, if I needed it. But again, all glory be to God. I didn't need it. I just needed that one extra year. And the Lord blessed me and got me out of there with my diploma and etc. So again, some people are definitely going to probably turn this video off now and be like, you're so garbage, Nate. You're this, you're that. And I'm going to definitely tell you that you can't look at this from a biased point of view. If you do, you'll never learn, you'll never grow, and you will stay being in the same double standard, two-faced, etc. circle you've been in for years. You need to listen. You need to learn how to listen. I'm not saying you're going to agree with everything I say or everything your next door neighbor says. But with certain topics, if not all topics, you need to develop an open mindset towards, listening and trying to dissect here and there. Know what to take from it and build on. Know what to, take from expose. What to expose and abolish, etc. And that's again something I can say from my spiritual discernment of what I've learned and what I'm doing today, and I've been doing for years. But again, yes, I signed an IEP when I was 18 years old, or 17. No, I think that was 17, 17 or 18, one of those 2 years. I signed an IEP that would keep me there legally if I needed it till I was 22 years old. You know, but the reason why again, if you rewind back a whole nother year, the reason why I didn't want to sign it to begin with, because I was still trapped under that perception of being labeled slow or being labeled retarded or whatever it is. I was afraid of being labeled, or not really. I was afraid of being labeled, but at the same time, I was very cautious of, that aspect of being labeled if certain people knew. And then again, this is a testimony, by the way, if anyone didn't already know. This is a testimony I'm letting y'all know right now. Because again, I can't even, again, no lie on this. Towards my fifth year senior year, I actually told kids, quite a few people, yeah, I'm here under an IEP. That's why I'm still here, under an IEP. And it only took me that one IEP year to get out with my diploma and etc. But most definitely the biggest point there is that, I wouldn't say it's that you have to hear and don't hear, because I'm telling you, at least this is just my opinion. I'm not going to say it's you do and do not hear, because I am all about trying to hold people accountable for their actions and what comes out of their mouth. Especially if you want to claim Jesus, I'm all about holding you responsible for what comes out of your mouth and what, and your actions are. Because the Bible clearly says any fool can just utter any and everything that comes to mind. But it takes a true, smart, wise man to think about what they're saying before they say it, and hopefully they get it out the right way, and etc. So forth and so forth. But again, this all comes towards, I understand that me calling parents out, certain parents out, is a very unpopular opinion. But I've seen it right then and there. I've seen it. Parents who don't know what they're doing, and who will call them, who again, some of these parents, I don't fully want to put, religion and faith into it to a certain degree when it comes to what they believe in. But I can definitely assure you, I think I've seen, again, or not even think, I know I've seen quite a few Christian parents who, again, don't know what they're doing. They don't know patience. One of the top problems that you have to know. You have to know patience. If you don't know patience, parenting is going to be a nightmare for you if you don't know patience. And that's something I definitely have seen in my own life. I've seen in many cases people who have no patience and who don't truly know how to trust in their faith, and they struggle all day long with these, these again, normal human behavior activities. So one of my biggest steps to parents out there is I understand that what I'm telling you is definitely going to be an unbiased, not sorry, yeah, unbiased opinion. What I meant to say, I understand what I'm telling you is going to be a unpopular opinion, but you have, if you want your child to God first succeed over everything, you have to learn how to humble your own self and listen to other people's advice on certain things, if not all things, certain key things, especially on how to better your child's development. Now, I understand there's plenty of scams out there, and I understand that's one of the top things that makes people, worried and very weary about taking help from someone else. To know there's so many scams, and even with that again epidemics in the church, I said pastors, I said youth groups. I do understand there's been an epidemic in the church about pastors and etc. doing very negative, foul, disgusting acts. I want to say treason, but you get the point there. And that's what I'm trying to say. I get that. I get all that exists. But again, you have to. There's a fine line here. You have to decide for yourself which way are you gonna go down. Which way are you gonna go down towards helping your family grow, helping your family build, helping them. I said, learn, build, and grow. Yeah. Which road do you want to go down? Seeking out vices of help, versus staying negatively stubborn and or prideful, not asking for any help, trying to do it definitely all on your own strength, and failing each and every day. And if not failing, I'm definitely going to say just feeling like every day is a bigger nightmare than the last. Again, to parents, all parents, this is definitely a very unpopular opinion. But again, the statistics prove my point. The statistics prove it, and the evidence proves it. And again, that own strength part, that's biblical as well. Again, a lot of people are probably going to try, to deny that or do whatever they got to do with that part of it. But that under your own strength part, that is as well biblical too. So forth and so forth. And I'm definitely telling you, because even tips and advice for all smokers and drinkers out there, my biggest opinion for you all, learn how to channel Jesus. Truly ask, truly, that, and that simple, that, truly, sorry for my stuttering there. Again, trying to get it out the best way I can, But truly learn how to channel Jesus. Truly develop a faith with Jesus. Because again, we have that, we have that scripture in the Bible that says, I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. But then why are you still a drug addict? Why are you still drinking, smoking? Why are you still doing all these negative, crude things? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's an unpopular opinion, I do believe so, but the evidence is there to support what I'm saying. Channel Jesus. It really has everything to do with that statement of what would Jesus do. But if I've learned anything again out of 20 years of living, we all know how to preach. Practically everybody, and if not everybody, a lot of people know how to preach, but it's a very, 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 very rare and few that know how to practice what they preach. And that's one of the top reasons why we have all these epidemics and etc. as we have on a daily basis, because there's not enough people who actually know how to practice what they preach and etc. Channel Jesus. Learn how to be patient with your child's growth and development. Seek out options, and especially for parents who already have tried that and those options have failed. I can understand. Again, I can understand, but at least you definitely go down at the end of the day knowing, God, I definitely, I try, I sought out these sources. Please show me what's next. You know, rather than you ignoring all those other sources and then again trying to do it negatively under your own strength. More coming soon. Unpopular opinions. You know what's up.